This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
You're listening to INC Radio.
Broadcasting live from Chicago, Illinois. DZEM 954 AM station. Here to bring you great conversations about faith, people, places, culture, and recent events all around the district. Join us on YouTube at INCRadio.org. Hello, Northern Midwest and the rest of the world. It's time to get this show started.
Yes, it is time to get our show started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of INC Radio Northern Midwest. I'm Brother Elson Daniel Cruz, or you can just call me EJ, live here from Rockford, Illinois. Thank you for joining us in our show today. And as you can see from our title, I don't know if you're on your phone, it's probably down here, but it's probably on the side if you're using your computer. But yes, so today we're going to be talking about making new friends in new places. So actually, we have someone joining us here in our show, and we'll give him the floor to introduce himself and can you also include like where you moved from and where you're currently at now?
Sure. My name is Victor. Victor Novello. You can just call me Vic. Victor's fine. I just moved here from Dallas. And now I am in Louisville, but before that, I was also in Japan. So I've been in quite a few places in the past year and a half or so, but I'm here for a while and I love it here. So thanks for having me.
Yes, I've been there in Louisville as well. I can tell you, it's a wonderful place.
I love Louisville so much.
Yes. Yeah. So, just just to break the ice here, like, do you for you when you move to a new place, do you struggle to make friends?
In general, do I struggle?
Yeah, in general, do you find it like hard to make like new friends?
To be honest, sometimes it's in more of an internal struggle, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't struggle externally. It's more of what should I show to these people? Like what side of me or like how much I should show. For most people, and this is for everyone. There's like a certain level of how much you want to show to people when you just
You've just moved, yeah.
I don't want it. My first impression, I don't want to mess it up,
Mm-hmm.
or even as we get further down, I don't want to say anything out of pocket. So I always try to read the room a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I still want to be myself because it's tiring to, hide who you really are with all these people all the time. So just be yourself, but, learn to read the room. But that's like my struggle. I always try to find how much of myself I should start to trust and show. But
mm-hmm. I kind of get what you're saying, because I'm also the same way. And for those of you who don't know, I also move to the different places, so there's a lot of opportunities with like making friends in new places, and I get that internal struggle of like, how much can I say and not not push these people away because I want to be friends.
Right, yeah.
Right. So well, that's what makes it difficult, the internal struggle. But like when you said that it was just like what makes it difficult is internal. Well, what's kind of like your strategy in terms of like breaking the ice with it?
I have a pretty good saying, and I wish I want to share with a lot of people. It's one of my favorite things to share, and I want to share with my kids someday in the future if I have kids. When learning about new people or making new friends, it's so cool. It's uh, mm, the quickest way to happiness is learning to be selfless. Ask more questions. Talk about yourself less. So
Oh,
Whoa.
I like that.
Whoa.
yeah. So yeah, just to like reiterate, if you break that down, the quickest way to happiness, learning to be selfless, ask more questions, talk about yourself less. Mind you, when you go to a new place, you're, the new person. You are the new fish in a big place, maybe a small place, wherever it is. You're just new in the water. You can't make everything known about yourself. It's just it doesn't have the best first impression. It's kind of just get a lot of people would think you're trying to just give yourself out too much like that. Just let it naturally happen. Ask about the other people first and how you can make the bridge with them, rather how they can make the bridge with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of people have different approaches, but I would rather I would rather see how I can approach someone through what they like rather than having them approach me based on what I like. So yeah, and it kind of worked because I love it here and I love talking to everybody and anybody about anything. So yeah.
Sorry, I cut off there a little bit, so I couldn't. I didn't get what were you guys kind of like talking about now.
Yeah, it was kind of basically my life story, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to repeat it. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
but
about
yes, yes. Like actually, I wanna ask is you mentioned or at least what I was able to catch before I got cut off by my own internet, because you did mention about like or what my takeaway from what you said was about being a good listener, right? So with that, like, have you been able to form like an unexpected friendship from from a new environment just by being like a good listener?
yes, 1,000,000,000% yes, yes. There's somebody, there's like I'm not going to say like specific names, but in like some instances where I meet someone, I would think we're the complete opposite person. Like we are, if we could be night and day, if everything was just completely opposite, we don't seem like we would click at all. But if you put me in, someone I would even consider my brother now, you know, you put us in the same room, we could talk 24 hours, about anything, literally anything. And I'm so grateful that, I learned these experiences, through not just um, where I'm sent to work, but I'm so glad I learned these things. Like don't assume anything about anybody because you might be wrong. So I'm just I'm glad I learned these lessons. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've been scared to approach someone because I was like, I don't know if I don't know if we're gonna click because I feel like their interests is like different than mine. Like I've been afraid to like approach a group before because I was like, well, they're talking about this show, they're talking about this genre of show that I know nothing about. I don't know if I'll be
Yeah.
able to integrate myself like into their group. If I'm because my interest is different
Right.
from them.
Right.
From that, like you can make like a lot of unexpected friendships that you might not even think would work, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, so actually I don't know if Abe asked you this, but how do you determine who to approach first when you just move to like a new place? Like what's sort of your uh of course eventually you might plan to befriend everyone, but like how do you determine who you should approach first?
Honestly, there's a fake answer to this and an honest answer to it. And I'm gonna give you the completely honest answer.
okay.
The honest answer is I always find someone my age first. I'm not
Mm.
gonna lie. I know I can be really optimistic about it. And the fake answer is, oh, just approach anybody you think that you want to be a friend with and it'll work out. Sometimes it's so much easier to just talk to someone your age. because you can, or like within that generation for that matter, finding common interests is so much easier. And then you can show more of your colors. And if you show more of your colors, they'll be like, oh, do you want to meet my other friend? They like the same stuff that we do. And that's so much more natural
Yes.
than putting yourself in that situation where it's so awkward, of just going up to someone that you think, like, you just feel like it might work, but it really doesn't. Don't force it. I love talking to people my age first, and we can talk about student loans together or something. I don't know, just something easier.
Stability, right?
Yeah, something easier for us to just connect on. Student loans, when we used to grew up on the same cartoons, especially that's easy. So I'm very grateful to be where I am, where there are so many people my age. I'm grateful, really.
Yeah, like being finding that thing that you can relate to is definitely easier with people, like you said, with people, well, not necessarily your age, but like your generation,
Mhm.
your
Mm,
generation of people. Like it's easier to find that common ground, to build,
mm,
to be able to build that foundation to friendship. So I just going into like that foundation of friendships, because you did mention that you move around uh, quite a bit. So how do you maintain like those friendships of yours, like when you do move away?
mm. That's a great question, and I do have a great answer. I think, um, I think since you're not asking about the quantity of friendship, it's more of the quality of
Yeah.
friendship. That's the most important thing, and I think that's what you're asking. And honestly, the way to maintain it is energy. I think energy is the most important thing in a friendship. For example, if if someone considers themselves to be my friend, that same energy that I give to them, I really hope it's reciprocated. Right? That's like real friendship, almost like borderline brotherhood, sisterhood for some people. Like you just feel it, right? So, for example, if I get to be on, my phone and I really think about that person, um, I can shoot them a text, say something easy, just like, "Hey, I thought of something really funny about you. If you ever get the chance, hit me up. It's nice to. I hope you're good." It's not that hard to show that you actually care. But if there are people who choose to not put in that same amount of effort and energy, and it's kind of like, what are we? Kind of thing.
Well, how do
But
you feel like when maybe like you when that's not like reciprocated, let's say, like what's sort of like your advice towards someone's like, oh, that's kind of sad, like they don't they don't remember me anymore.
uh, hey, life is tough sometimes, right? There are ups and downs all the time in life. You're gonna have wins for sure, and you're gonna have losses. It can really can't be helped. There will be a time when your favorite person back then will probably hit you up. Another person won't. Really, it's all just
I know it happens definitely. Just speaking from experience, it happens more as you like go from maybe like let's say like your teen years going into like your adult years, because everyone's busy. And I think, Abe, you mentioned this before on the topic on friendships
Mhm.
as well, of like like just it's not that you care less about each other, it's just that you're both busy. Right.
Yes. Right, yeah, like priorities change. You're like some who are like getting married or
mm,
engaged and just have like other like priorities like you mentioned like for work at times like that has to take precedence. And so those some of those friendships will naturally like not have as much energy or as much strength as like what you were
mm,
mentioning too. So I know it does at times get tiring maybe, but
mm.
it is like a team effort to make sure both of you like it is like that reciprocity that you were mentioning earlier. So yeah, but I mean when you do find that it really does feel really
Right. But that's not to diminish
Yeah.
or depreciate people that are like, oh, I can't be friends because I can't have friends or can't reach out to my old friends because I'm
exactly.
busy.
Yeah.
Just because you can at one point, if you're still you were considered friends a long time ago, then that doesn't necessarily mean you hate each other now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't necessarily mean you're not friends now, So, you can always it doesn't some people just choose to say hi, some people just get busy. Life just does its thing. But it's all just how you approach it. So
I'm gonna say there's people like me who like, because like people or friends that I made before the advent of like social media, where I don't remember their names anymore. It's like I want to check up on you, but I just remember your face. I don't remember your name anymore. Like I can't look you up anymore
Oh.
because I don't remember. They were friends I made like in my childhood, so of course
Mm.
like my kid brain doesn't remember their names anymore. And I was like I'm trying to there's that could happen. So
that's
uh,
real. That's real.
yeah, you guys had those childhood friends too, where you're like, and like I just remember their vibe. I remember their face. I don't remember their names. like like especially if you're if you grew up before the internet became like a big thing, where it's
Mhm.
easier to like now it's easier to keep up with your friends. But since we are talking about like making friends in new places, just before we close our topic up, is there any advice you want to give to someone who might be struggling to make friends in a new place? Let's say they
Mm.
just moved in to this new place. There's people they don't know, or there's a lot of people that they want to get to know, but they don't know how to approach them. Like, what's your advice to them?
So, any advice besides quickest way to happiness, learn to be selfless, ask more questions, talk about your selfless? Something besides that?
Yes.
Something besides that. Okay. Um, it's gonna sound so corny, but be yourself. It must be so tiring to just either just be perfect or be the edgy friend or be just somebody you're not in a way. You
No.
know, just be your genuine self, and that energy will just carry out, long term. You know,
And
yeah,
it's also the quickest way, right, to determine like who you can kind of
right,
vibe with, right?
right.
Like
You can
being your, I know,
totally find it better.
mhm.
Yeah,
it,
I
it
agree.
ma- it makes it easier to I know to find the of course like the goal is to get along with everyone,
Mhm.
but it's easy to find like the friends like the real friends that you're gonna make in that new place by just being your genuine self, like you
Mhm.
you mentioned, right? So
Yeah.
and it's tiring to also, which is something I've done, but I think I've done that more in like my teen years of
Mm.
trying to be, okay, this is a new place. I have to act cool. I can't be my usual
I want to be cool so
smiley
bad.
self. Yeah, I can't be my usual smiley self, laughing
Yeah,
all the time. I have to be serious. This is a new
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Don't think I'm just joking around. Don't think I'm not a serious person. But it's I know it gets tiring to present yourself as something that.
Mhm.
So I love that advice of like just being yourself, right? When
Mm.
when you're trying to make that first impression,
Mhm.
first impressions matter as well. But again, thank you for like joining us in this discussion. I know you said you just moved to for you it hasn't been 6 months, right, since you moved to Louisville.
No, not even. I think I'm still in 4 or 5. I'm not that deep.
So,
Yeah,
but lastly, I just want to ask, like
yeah.
in that 4 or 5 months, how close are you to the people there in Louisville?
How honest do you want me to be about how close I'm no, like actually I go over to their house every week, you know.
Nice.
Mm,
It's like I have my own place and
mhm.
I don't even like being in my own place sometimes. I love being with
Being with
you
the
know.
people, right?
I love being with them so much. They're like siblings to me. I have a couple siblings, but ever since I moved out, it's the closest thing I can get, and I wouldn't replace them for anything. Really, they're the best.
And so, as you can see, better our Vic here is our expert in making friends
Yes.
in new
Hey,
places. If you have questions, you can ask him as well, or you can visit Louisville. You can visit Louisville. There's always
He'll be there. He'll be there to welcome you for sure.
yeah, they're very
yeah,
welcoming there.
I speak a few languages, so if you struggle in English, I can probably help you make a friend in another language. So I'm more than open to, yeah.
Yes, again, thank you for joining us in today, and thank you for sharing your advice with us as well. And kind of related to our topic is
Sure.
also our CSD, or this is your sign, or sign of the week, no matter what you want to call it. And our CSD will teach us how to sign, if I'm not mistaken, my
Sure.
new friends. So let's watch.
Oh, cool. Okay.
This is your
Hello, brothers and sisters. My name is Sister Sophia, and I am the Secretary for the Christian Society for the Deaf in the District of Great Lakes. Now, for today's sign of the week, I'm going to teach you how to sign the phrase new friends. Now, to sign the phrase new friends, we're going to start off with learning new. To do that, with your non-dominant hand, you're going to lay it out flat, just like this. And with your dominant hand, make sure all fingers are sticking up, and all you have to do is make a sweeping motion over your non-dominant hand. And that's how you sign new. To sign the word friends, all you have to do, with both of your hands, stick out both of your index fingers. And with one index finger, you're going to lay it out flat. And with the other, you'll tap the other index finger once, and then do it again in the opposite way. Now, to put those together, all you have to do is new friends. Now, before we close off this segment of the show, on behalf of the Christian Society for the Deaf, we would like to thank all the viewers, and especially INCRadio, for allowing us to have this part of the show. And we hope to see many of you in more of our upcoming and future activities. From the Christian Society for the Deaf, happy New Year.
this is your
Thank you, CSD, for giving us our sign of the week. And we are appreciated. We appreciate all of you who've tuned in to our show for today, leaving us your comments and your experiences on making new friends, whether vibing with them in another language or not, or like sign language possibly. You can do that too. But future activities that we have here in the District of Great Lakes. For tomorrow, actually, on the 29th, will be the regional bookwood nights for those who are married. I believe they are different per region, so please check if you're in the Chicago region, Louisville region, or Detroit region, exactly which date they will be and at what time. But it is another opportunity to make new friends if you don't know anyone if you don't know some brethren from that region. So yes, make sure you go attend. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. And that is our activity. Those are our activities so far here in the District of Great Lakes to wrap up the year of 2024. Um, but we cannot wrap up our show without our hashtag challenge, of course. So let's find out who has won in this last hashtag challenge, I guess, for 2024. Again, these were from 2 weeks ago, our show then. Our honorable mentions. There's so many of you to name. Thank you so much for tuning in. Fourth place from then was the local congregation of Chicago. Individual winner. Fourth place is Alex De Jesus from Louisville, who actually is our third place winner. Congrats to you, Louisville. Individual third place goes to Rachel Weiser, whoa, from Bloomingdale. Second place goes to Rockford, our individual winner, a familiar name, Elsa Vela Cruz. And first place, not surprised here, congrats to Bloomingdale, woohoo! Our individual winner, also familiar name, Abel Romero from Bloomingdale. Thank you and congratulations from all of us here. Congratulations again to all of the winners, and I'm sure we'll try to figure out throughout the year who has won, who is our overall champion of 2024. But of course, the champion is you, our viewers, our listeners, who continue to watch us week after week. We cannot thank you enough for your support in our INC Radio Northern Midwest broadcast. That's a tongue twister a little bit, but of course there are people we would like to especially thank in the District of Great Lakes. Our Assistant District Minister, Brother Art Agag, our District Minister, Brother Elmer Sarmiento, as well as the District Minister of Northern Plains as well, Brother Elmer Parunga. For INC Radio, we would like to thank our station manager, Brother Wally Taray, our SEBSI President CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Aranyo V. Manalo, and as well as our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. We thank you all so much for allowing us to have this platform to share our experiences, our love for each other, and the activities that we have in this region of the United States. So we will be once again with you next year in 2025 to share more of these stories with you all. So don't forget, of course, as we add 2024 and begin 2025, don't forget to stay phenomenal. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you next time.
Stay phenomenal.
This is INC Radio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.